YouTube viewers and random Amazing Spider-Man fans, I come before you today to review this, which is the Amazing Spider-Man 3 3/4 inch Super Poseable Spider-Man figure, and here it is in its packaging. So let's do what we always do and talk about it quickly. So as you can see at the top corner here, you've got this image of Spider-Man. This is the standard image that comes on most of the packages for the merchandising from the film. Shooting his webs there, as you can see. Amazing Spider-Man logo written there, and as you can see, this is from the movie series. And then you've got the actual figure itself here in this nice big window box, which shows off the figure very well. Weird pose he's in, looks kind of awkward, but hey, what can you do? Spider-Man, as you can see, written down there, and as you can see, it is poseable. And another picture of the figure, despite the fact that we can clearly see it. Yeah, around the side of the box here, you can see the same picture as we saw on the front of the packaging. Then around the back here, you've got more pictures of the actual figure in the various poses you can put it in, which means obviously it looks great when it's up on display. Then down here, you've got more of the other figures that have been released, including these little variations on Spider-Man, and of course the little lizard toy here as well. And then down at the bottom, you've got some nice legal garb. Hooray! So that does it for the packaging. Let's crack it open and take a look at this actual figure itself. Alrighty, so here we go, and as you can see, for its size, this figure has been detailed exceptionally well. So I'll bring it closer to the camera and let you guys take a look here. As you can see, the head sculpt looks really nice. Really does look like, there's actually a human head under here, and it's just a mask. So you can see like the design there, where it looks like the nose is poking out there. Looks great. Even the eye design here, it's silver eyes instead of those kind of gold eyes that we saw in the movie. And I like this. It looks really nice. Almost looks like he's got white eyes there. And also, you've got the design of the actual webbing here, which runs the whole way throughout this this figure, and it really does look nice because this is actually part of the mold. This isn't painted on, so it is actually dug into the actual plastic here. But it would have been nice had they actually gone over this with just a little bit of black paint or something like that, just to bring out this webbing design. But it really does look nice. I do like it. Carrying down here to the actual torso as well, you can see that webbing design continues, and you can kind of see like the muscles kind of bulging out from underneath this costume too. You've got that black spider design here with the legs that run down the entire sort of top of his torso here. So that looks really nice too. And also, if you look closely here as well, you can kind of see that design of the spandex suit itself there with all those little kind of rumples and creases there. I don't know if my camera's picking that up, but really, really does look excellent. This carries down the arms here as well to the actual gloves here. So if you take a look at the gloves, you can actually see there's little bits of blue in there, and it looks like there's been bits of fabric that are overlapping. Even on the actual glove here too, you can see like the fingers have been detailed with little bits of blue in there as well. And here's something I'm particularly happy with. If you look at his wrist, you can see there's a little web shooter right there. That really blew me away, and the same here for the other wrist as well. If you take a look there, you can see he's got a little web shooter on there. So the attention to detail really has been paid, and it looks terrific. Even on the back of the costume here too, you can see that little red spider design there. That's on there too. There's a little red belt. The legs here too, you can see there's a little red strip, just like in the movie, that carries the whole way down the leg to the boots here. And on the boots again, you've got that spider web design, and this is topped off right at the heel here with this silver paint, just like in the movie, although it does tend to wear off a little bit if you're not too careful. But on the whole, this figure has highly impressed me with its detail. It looks really great. Of course, this figure is also known for having super articulation, so let's take a look at that. So starting off with the head here, as you can see, it can do the full 360 exorcist there. It can also move down and up, which is great, allows for a lot of posability. It can't really turn side to side though. At the shoulder here, he's got the full 360 there, and also a ball joint, which allows it to come out to 90 degrees. On the actual bicep and tricep here, there's a 360 joint there too. You've got a double joint here on the elbow, which allows his hand to actually come in and then extend fully out. Then on the actual wrist here, you've got the full 360 here as well. And then there's another little joint here which allows his wrist to come in and out, so it kind of looks like he's firing webs, so that's really excellent. And of course, you've got the same articulation on the other arm. Then you've got this sort of ab crunch here, which allows him to come forward and back a little tiny bit. And of course, there's the full 360 there too. Which I wouldn't recommend you do too often because obviously it can scrape a little bit of paint off the side here. No waist articulation, which is something I've noticed is happening now with a lot of figures. Instead of having the waist articulation, they now have this full kind of 360 ab crunch sort of joint here. So, that's obviously okay. Then you've got the leg joint here, which is this really annoying kind of ball joint that I don't like. So as you can see, depending on which way you've got it, you can kind of extend the leg out here and kind of get it to kick forward to 90 degrees and back again. And then obviously if you twist it around, it's kind of awkward. You can actually get his leg to come out behind him. Then you've got a double joint here on the knee, so obviously his foot can come the full way in and out again. No kind of articulation on the lower part of the leg here, but as you can see on the ankle here, there's an ankle pivot, and the ankle can also move back 90 degrees and forward again. So there's a heck of a lot of articulation on this figure. Again, because it's so small, I am highly impressed with the amount of articulation on this figure, because there's like bigger figures than this that don't have half the articulation that this has. So definitely very impressive, and of course it allows you to put him into a various amount of poses if you're a collector and you have them up on display. So that's great. So doing a size comparison, you can see Spider-Man fits in well with some of the other figures from a 3 3/4 inch line, such as the Green Lantern there, the Episode 3 Obi-Wan, Spock, and Indiana Jones there. And as you can see, he's dwarfed by the 6-inch Iron Man here and the 7-inch Marvel Select Thor.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud, he's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man.
So, all in all, what do I think of this figure? Well, usually I'm not a fan of 3 3/4 inch figures, because usually the smaller a figure is, the less detail it has and the less articulation it has. But this breaks the mold for me, really, because obviously it's got great articulation and it's got great detail on it. Would have liked it, just little tiny things. I really would have liked it if the actual hand sculpt had been in that classic Spider-Man web shooting pose, like it does show on the back of the box. So it's kind of interesting that they changed the mold of his hands from that web shooting pose to obviously this open palmed look that we've got going on here. Also would have been nice had it actually come with some type of accessory, because obviously this was £9 from the Disney store, so it would have been nice for that price, instead of just getting this tiny figure, to have gotten this with a little accessory. Because if you look at the back of the packaging, all of the other like variant Spider-Man figures, and even the Lizard, comes with a little accessory of some type. So it would have been nice had this figure come with something, maybe not even accessory, maybe like even a little backdrop or something like that, but unfortunately there's no pegs on the bottom of his feet to put him into any type of stand. So that's kind of a shame. But I do prefer larger figures over this, and had this figure been a little bit bigger, you know, it would have shown off the detail a little bit better. But for its size, I am highly impressed with it, and I definitely would recommend it for any Spider-Man fan out there. So thanks very much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, there's countless more videos online. Thank you again for watching, and remember to keep following the nerd. Bye-bye.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Wealth and fame, he's ignored. Action is his reward to him. Life is a great big day. Wherever there's a hang, you'll find a Spider-Man.